Hello, this is Jackie Wilson, your real estate startup coach, your coach for success. Today we will talk about 10 things real estate investors do that causes them to be successful. And if you will practice these 10 things or take these 10 actions, then you can be successful as well. These are things that I had to learn how to do when I first got into the real estate investing business. And if you'll do these principles and do these things, then you will find yourself within a short period of time buying and selling houses like you never thought you could. So let's get started here. I got a list here that I'm going to deal with. I'll be looking down and looking up, looking at my list. So let's get started here. The first thing that you want to do, you need to have a plan of action. All successful real estate investors have a plan of action. What are you going to do from one day to the next? You need to sit down at the first of the year, or whenever you start, or whenever your year begins, and you need to get a plan of action. And that plan of action will be a guide to you as you go through the years and go through the months to help you to stay on track. So one of the things that successful real estate investors do, they have a plan of action. So if you're starting today, you want to get a plan of action. So make sure that you get your plan of action. Another thing that successful real estate investors do, they focus on a specific niche. You got to ask yourself, what niche am I going to focus on? Now, there are several niches that you can focus on, but you want to get good at one thing. You might want to buy your houses through lease option. That is an avenue that you can go down. You might want to buy them as it relates to subject to. That's where you buy the house, get the title on the house, leave the property, the security deed in the name of the existing owner, but you get the warranty deed or the trust deed, depending on what part of the country you're in. You'll get that. So you might buy them subject to. You might be a wholesaler. You might be a retailer. But you need to focus on one niche. You get that niche down pat, then you can focus on something else. But successful real estate investors, they find a niche and they learn that niche and they study that niche. They learn how to buy and sell from that niche. Another thing that you want to do, number 3, you need to have, qualify your prospects. As you put out your signs and you done marketing and people begin to know you as one that's going to buy and sell houses, especially when you're buying, you got to qualify your prospect. You don't want to drive 45 minutes to a house, 35 minutes to a house, get there and determine that you can't buy the house. So you want to qualify them over the phone. You want to have a good qualifying system to qualify your prospects. Once you qualify them over the phone and you say, Miss Jones, I think I might be able to help you. I found out what you need, and if I can provide that need for you, are you ready to do business in the next couple of days? And if they say yes, then you go out with your paperwork and you're ready to close that deal. But do not get in your car and drive all over the county and drive all over the state when you don't know for sure if that person is going to do business with you or not. Do not do that. That's just not something that you want to do. So you want to qualify your prospect. And we got in this course, in my course, got certain questions that you would ask to qualify your prospect. You ask these questions, they qualify, then you move forward. If they don't, you get off the phone with them because you want to be able to help them. And as you're helping them, you want to be able to get paid for it. You know, you're in this business to make money. You're in this business to feed your family. And the way you do that is by providing a valuable service to those that need your service. You probably already have your friends. You already have your family. So you're really not seeking friends. You're seeking business associates. You're seeking deals. So you don't have to stay on the phone with them a long time. Once you qualify them, then you move on to the next one. Next thing that you have to do, this is very, very important. If you're looking at this video, then you're doing this as well. You've got to be the type person that takes action. I've got a friend of mine. He's getting into a certain business, but he's the type fellow that has to know every detail about that business before he do anything. Let me tell you this. All you need is the basics. Once you get the basics, you run with it. What are the basics? If you're buying the house, get it under contract. Learn how to get it under contract and move forward. Learn how to sell it and move forward. You do not have to know everything about this business to get started. So one of the things that successful investors do, they take action. They learn the basics of whatever they're doing, and then they move forward. So I want you to learn how to move forward with just having the basic information. Let's go to another one. Successful investors are consistent in marketing. You need to get your ad in the paper, your classified ad in the paper, and leave it there every week. If you're going to run it every 2 weeks, you make sure that you have it there every 2 weeks. You need to get your signs out and keep your signs out. Be consistent. If you're consistent, you will be successful in real estate investing. So most real estate investors, I would say all of them, are consistent in what they do if they're going to be successful. You cannot stop and you cannot go when you get ready. Well, I'm going to advertise this week. Next week, I'm not going to advertise. I'm going to put out sign this week. Next week, I'm not going to put out sign. If you're going to do that, then, and you got it on an every other week basis, you make sure that you stay consistent. I believe that you will be successful if you learn how to stay consistent. Very important aspect of this business is being consistent in your marketing. Another thing that real estate investors do, they don't listen to those negative forecasters that would always cast negative thing about the market. You need to understand that regardless of what the economy is, there will be a demand and a need for houses. Even in the economy that we're in now, people need houses. If they're making money, they need houses. If they don't make money, they need houses. And you want to be able to provide that need for them. So you get away from the negative talking. It don't matter what they say. You got to realize that you can make it. You are a winner and you can make it. Another thing you want to do to be successful is not use your own money. Many people that fail in the real estate investing business use their own money. The only time you want to use your own money is when you want to tie up a deal, get it on the contract. Many times you can get it on the contract for a few dollars. I've gotten many of my deals on the contract for $10. I give them that consideration and the deal is on the contract. Never use your money in real estate investing. Use someone else's money. Use someone else's credit. When you learn how to do this and you become a transaction engineer, you will be one of the successful ones. And remember this, regardless of who you are, you can be successful in this business. As I told you before, I could take a 16-year-old boy, a 16-year-old girl, and take someone with a 6th grade education, and if they will listen to me, we can help make them successful in real estate investing. It's common sense. All you got to do is work it. If you work the system, you'll be successful. You might be an at-home mom. You can be successful in real estate investing. You might be a retired school teacher. You can be successful in real estate investing. Regardless of what you do, you can be successful. You might be a mechanic and you want to do something else. You can be successful. You might be a pastor and you say, well, I got a small church and I need to do something else to earn an income. You can be successful. How much money do you need? I would say you need about $100. And what do you need that for? Well, you're going to need to do a little advertising. And you're going to need to buy some contracts. So you can get some contracts ready to sign. You will need some gas in your car to be able to go out and do these deals. Anybody can do real estate investing. It's not something that is designed for rocket scientists. You just got to keep it simple. Don't invest your own money in it. Let me give you something else that I think it's important as well. I said that you got to qualify your buyers. You got to focus on a specific niche. You got to, your posture is important. When you are buying someone's property, always remember the buyer has the power. You can always walk away from that deal. So I want you to keep a confident posture. In other words, do not beg someone to buy their house. There's so many deals out there until you do not have to beg to buy a house. It might be one you say, well, I just cannot let this thing get away. Let it get away. Because there's always another deal waiting on you. If you're consistent in your marketing, if you got action, you got an action plan every day, then you're going to run into more deals than you can ever do anything with. So do not have a begging posture. You make that offer on that house, and you make it as good as possible so you can win, so they can win, and you set it up with the end consumer in mind that they can win. And if they don't take that, you walk off and you go to the next one. Another thing that you need to do to be successful, you need to have a computerized system to keep all your work together. You might keep it all together on a laptop, or you need to have, in other words, whenever someone calls to sell their house, you need to be able to put it in that computer, or put it in your iPhone, or put it wherever you need to put it so you can keep it organized. Successful investors are well organized, and they know where things are at all time. They don't write deals down on different pieces of paper and just have them scattered out everywhere. So you need to have a computerized system that keeps you organized. So let's go over these again. You want to qualify your prospect before you ever go see the property. You want to focus on a specific niche. You don't want to beg for the deal. Successful investors don't do that. They let them know what they're going to do, and they do it. They have a plan of action. It's very important that you have a plan of action. They have a system to keep track of all of their prospects and everything that they're doing. There's something else that they have. And they do take action. Not only do they have a plan of action, but they take action. And you must know your basic information and then take some action. They're consistent with their marketing. You want to be consistent with your marketing. They don't listen to all the negative talk that people are talking about. They do not use their money. And the last but not least, this is number 10, they have a mentor. They have a coach. You need somebody to help you get through. I think about some of the professional ball players like Peyton Manning. He have a coach. Kobe Bryant, he have a coach. LeBron James, he have a coach. Derek Jeter, he has a coach.